I recently stepped into 14th century Tuscany with virgin territory, and honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be this unapologetically playful. Inspired by the Decameron by Giovanni Boccaccio, the film takes that classic literary backdrop and turns it into something far more mischievous and modern in tone than I first imagined. The story follows a group of young Florentines fleeing the Black Death. And I think what surprised me most is how the film treats such a grim historical moment as a springboard for romance, chaos, and full-blown farce. Instead of leaning into darkness, it dives headfirst into lusty misunderstandings, disguises, tangled love triangles, and exaggerated comedy. To me, it feels less like a solemn period drama and more like a Renaissance-themed romantic romp that just happens to be set during one of Europe's bleakest chapters. I was wondering whether the historical setting would weigh the story down, but it actually becomes part of the joke. The costumes, countryside villas, and medieval politics create this dramatic contrast with the cheeky humor. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's the whole charm. It doesn't try to be historically heavy. It plays with the era instead of being confined by it. Now, when it comes to watching the film, it's not usually tucked inside the big subscription streaming libraries. From what I've seen, it's more commonly available for digital rental or purchase across major platforms. Rental prices typically range between $3.99 and $6.99, while purchasing usually falls somewhere between $9.99 and $14.99, depending on region and platform. Rentals generally give you about 30 days to start watching, and once you hit play, you usually have 24 to 48 hours to finish. Purchased copies stay in your digital library indefinitely. If regional restrictions get in the way, I've noticed that some viewers turn to VPN services to access different country libraries. It really comes down to whether someone values premium performance or affordability, and comparing features carefully makes sense before choosing any service. If you end up enjoying virgin territory, I think there are a few other films that capture that same mix of period setting, romantic chaos, and playful energy. Shakespeare in Love, a witty, romantic imagining of young Shakespeare navigating love and writer's block in Elizabethan England. A Knight's Tale, medieval jousting meets modern rock energy in this anachronistic crowd-pleaser. The Other Boleyn Girl, a more dramatic take on romance and rivalry in Tudor court politics. Ever After, a grounded yet whimsical reimagining of the Cinderella story set in Renaissance France. Much Ado About Nothing, Shakespearean banter, deception, and romance in sun-drenched Italy. For me, films like these work best when I don't expect strict historical realism. I think they're about atmosphere, the costumes, the flirtation, the dramatic declarations, and the absurd misunderstandings. And in that sense, Virgin Territory fits right in. A light-hearted escape dressed in medieval robes, winking at history while chasing romance.